Peace. I'm about to get a little exercise in, and I tapped in at this moment to make a plea for your soul because we need to maintenance ourselves. And I was thinking that sometimes we have to realize that our lives are bigger than we realize. We it's like this. Sometimes I have visions of my past life. Well, one of them. And it's true. And because we don't live a life of purity, exercising and eating at a certain point, many of us would be able to gain images or scenes or have dreams of one of our past lives. Um, and because we don't live a life of purity, we are unable to like view or have an image of our past lives. Now, my name is Leon, and I'm 47 years old. And when I first had images of my one of my past lives, I was studying a religion real hard. And I had never ate a fruit, of one piece of fruit until I was 25 years old. So when I got with this, studying this religion, one of the foundation points was eating healthy. So at this point, I was eating raw broccoli and cauliflower, and I was eating once a day, and I was going hard, like hard. I would have, I wasn't eating meat, and I just ate like one-fourth a head of cauliflower, one-fourth a head of broccoli, some vegetarian beans, like a whole fat little tomato, one of the what they call it a beefsteak tomato, and then I would eat like some shreds of like a bell pepper cut up. Like this was my meal for the day, and I might have some peanut butter on the side, or another day it might be 3 or 4 eggs. Like I was really going hard, and at that point I started having images of my dreams. It's not exactly you know um youth friendly, so and I have them to this day, these images. And sometimes I would have to accompany ladies, and well, all the time that was like my duty. And sometimes it would be with ladies I was uncomfortable with completing my tasks with, and I guess it haunts me to this day. I mean, I just I have to conquer it. See, I guess this going into somewhere else, but I guess I don't mind. See, it's very hard to. It has been very hard for me in the past to look past a lady's beauty, like her face, her body composition, how it's shaped, and everything. It's not that I, uh, a woman just has to be a superstar, even though I had many gorgeous superstars, but it's not like that. But it's just a thing that I have worked past at this point. Because I think that attraction is a necessary part of, you know, a bond from a man to a woman. It's the the things that's within is not irrelevant. It's very relevant, but your facial beauty and your body is relevant also. And if it's one, it's I guess it's going off into somewhere else. sometimes we need to get back, but away from that. I think that you know, from ladies to men, is certain concessions that need to be made also. Like, why why shouldn't it be? I think that both men and ladies must have different concessions, you know, to make proper relationships. Because some people that you may feel that may be on your level, physically, mentally, or spiritually, or a combination of it all, or emotionally, that caliber of person may be just living a life of, you know, a different type of lifestyle, and they're not exactly righteous. Or they may have a ready-made family already. It may be that man may already have 3 or 4 children and he's living with them. Or that lady may have 3 or 4 children that's befitting to you on a lot of levels, and she just already has a ready-made family. What do you do at that point? So one thing I want, plan to talk about on this is past lives. I had duties in my past lives, and I remember them vividly. I remember the ladies. I remember scenes. I remember what they wore, and they were all the visions of my past lives were me being relegated to a certain duty. It was like I used to see sand, and the ladies used to wear like it was like jewels they used to put on themselves, and where they covered their hair up for the most part. They covered their hair up, and they really cared about their bodies. I remember it was like even the ones that didn't have too much of a shape, it's like none of them were, they just cared about like their appearance. And sometimes it would be some that just wasn't accommodatable, and I was discouraged that happened to be with them. And at this point, because of my duties, and I understand our duties, because the reason why, like I and others can visualize our past lives, is because it's a certain component that keeps being carried forward. They said that our essence, our being, our spiritual selves, were relegated or agreed to come to this planet to like to live this existence within the bodies of physical bodies of people of this planet. um now, you could believe it or not, but it's something that I I believe, because how could I remember past lives if it wasn't an essence that's carrying forward, that after my physical death, like, is able to return and remember for something else. And it's more intricate than just reincarnation. Like, it is, because I feel an inclination to do more. That's why, it's like a mission was always embedded in my aura and my day to day life. And someone may look at me and say, "Oh, that person miserable," or "that person is that don't know how to have fun like us." And it's my fun is different. My fun is not fun to the most people. It's just not. Like, I'm a person. I like to conquer and I like to please. I like realism. I like to conquer and please. And it's always been that way, whether it's intellectually dominate, physically dominate, I just like to conquer and please. Like I do. Um, What could be greater? What could be better? Like, I mean, I don't consider myself Genghis Khan, but every image I have of a past life was pleasing and conquering. Like, it all boiled down to that. It was like things really, it doesn't like equate, it doesn't like hold much value to me, you know. And I see it during my last lifetime now, like money and jewels, we got to have it to live and blah blah blah, but it doesn't hold value with me or in my perception of others, because you have this and that and the other, like, does not make you a higher level person to me. um I think most times it handicaps people into a false sense of social status. Like, you think that because you got that type of vehicle or it puts you on this certain social status, like your personality has never been in a position to, you know, operate on a higher level. I see this a lot with females. With females, it's like you're born with beauty, but the lady uses this leverage to get catered to her whole life, or use it to manipulate through life. And I'm not like judging, but I understand like the way of the world, the way of our society. And I think as though it curbs our ladies to not put forth certain effort in life, to put forth certain effort into this man that may really love her. And because she has so many options, so as she don't like readily might not want to put forth the effort to build this man up or build their relationship and lock it in so that it's solid and it's going forward. She is more inclined in our dates in time nowadays to not put forth the effort, because there's so many other men chasing that will be, you know, weak type of men. And a lot of ladies, they try to wait to later in life to their 40s or 50s until they are lesser attractive, and they have got rid of or not, they didn't welcome the man in their 20s when that caliber of man that they wanted them. And it was so many other men, they bypassed it. And later in life, they want that type of true love where this man has a spiritual hunger for them. Uh, Um, and now those type of men are not attracted to that level, that lady at that age. And it's very unfortunate because we miss out on such beautiful love. And I guess it goes like what I was talking about. You can have beautiful love with someone that may, and this is me, I'm speaking for me, somebody that may not be of physical beauty, you know, and you can find it in that, because these levels of people in our community will give you unconditional, unwavering, a tenacious love that others won't, that are more beautiful. Well, I guess that's my drill for the day. I guess I was, you know, reaffirming for myself. See, a lot of times I'm not really giving, I'm giving my perspective, but this time I'm really, you know, guiding myself, reaffirming my thoughts, reaffirming the course of life for me. I love you, and I hope that more people that's where I want to go into this. Like, I hope that more people in my community realize that we may have a bigger duty than just having fun, a bigger duty to ourselves, a bigger duty to just the universe and the energy that flows. It's so many levels to understanding it. I went to the top level. It's levels in between. It's other duties to, like, our culture, our community, that we must partake in the positive flow of things to build the new kingdom. Well, I hope that, I could do better and we could do better. And I don't know, I sound like Rocky Balboa sometimes. We could change. We can change. We don't have to keep being what we have been. Because what we have been, is it that credible? Like, is it that real? Like, for real. What we have at this point, is it measurable just because we have a lot of things? Woohoo! We got a lot of things. We real. But we don't even have the love of the 50s and 60s and before. We got less love but more things. These things is worth more than love? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't, and I'm willing to go to battle about it. How could we continue and not care for each other? That's why it's a great war right now. They say good versus evil, this and that and the other. Let's love. Let's work together. Peace.